For England, James?
No, Alec, for everyone out there who wants another late review. Prepare yourself for the most rootin', tootin', Putin shootin' James Bond game there is. The one that set the bar for so many first-person shooters, 007 Goldeneye. Released in 1997 on the Nintendo 64, James Bond made his way onto our screens with what many to believe was the most important and influential first-person shooter game of all time. I may be 27 years late, but here's my late review on Goldeneye. Developed by Rare over a 2.5-year period, the game roughly followed the story of the James Bond movie Goldeneye, with Rare often visiting the movie set for inspiration and to take set design notes. Eventually released exclusively on the Nintendo 64, the game received critical acclaim, going on to sell 8 million copies and becoming the platform's third highest seller, even beating The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Goldeneye featured 20 levels in its single-player mode, each containing certain goals that had to be completed. The number of goals would change depending on which difficulty mode you chose, with Agent offering the easiest experience, Secret Agent offering a little bit more of a challenge, and 00 Agent, which included multiple goals and took away body armor, the game's only healing mechanism. Controlled with a single joystick toggle, aiming was difficult, so a slight auto-aim was added to assist the player. Missions involved finding people or objects, shutting down computers, or taking photos of secret Russian spacecraft. Every level felt completely different and offered its own unique challenges. Some levels were easier than others. Dam, the opening level, required James Bond to get to a dam and jump off it. There wasn't really much more to it than that. And Runway required Bond to find a key and enter a plane, a mission that could be completed in around 30 seconds on Agent mode. But then, on the other end, levels like Train were incredibly difficult to complete. You had to navigate through multiple train carriages, taking fire from person after person, and then carefully shoot the person holding your beloved Natalia hostage. It's so easy to accidentally shoot Natalia, and the lack of checkpoints meant that you had to start the entire level all over again. I always found Bunker 2 difficult as well, with James starting the level with no weapons at all. Nothing a little slap can't fix though. The final level on Agent mode was Cradle. This was a level that I was never able to beat as a child, but going back to it, it was actually relatively easy. Spoiler alert, you have to track down Alec Trevelyan and kill him on a giant cradle dish frame. If you're enjoying this video, why don't you click the like button and subscribe for more content? There's plenty more games that I'm late to review, and it would be good to have you along for the ride. Along with slapping, James Bond had a large number of guns to choose from and find scattered around the maps. The go-to pistol was the PP7, loosely based off James Bond's Walther PPK. The Club, named after developer Ken Lobb, was widely regarded as one of the worst guns of all time, but I didn't mind it too much. My go-to was the D5K Deutsch. No idea how to pronounce it. The frigate level allowed me to use 2 of these at once, and the slightly suppressed sound made it so much more satisfying to use. The Golden Gun was also put into the game, coming from the infamous Bond movie The Man with a Golden Gun. This was a one-shot kill pistol, and offered a whole new level of difficulty when playing multiplayer. Speaking of, the multiplayer mode for this game pretty much revolutionised the world. Think of the most important inventions throughout human history. Smartphones, penicillin, the wheel. None of these were as impactful as the multiplayer mode in Goldeneye. My childhood was spent in split screen, with my brother and neighbourhood friends running around the temple level killing each other. I was always Mishkin due to being the younger sibling, and my brother getting first pick of the characters. He was always James Bond. I can't even imagine what it was like back then, playing a 4-player split screen on a small TV, but we made it work. There were various weapon modes to choose from slappers only, to throwing knives, rocket launchers, and regular run-of-the-mill assault rifles. This was really the game that started the whole FPS split-screen frenzy. Time Splitters, Halo, even COD all owe some thanks to Rare's masterpiece. To make the game even more enjoyable, unlockable cheats were added. These were unlocked by completing the single player missions in certain times, or by completing certain goals, but to be honest, I just went on to Ask Jeeves and asked for the Unlock Everything cheat. This meant that we could play multiplayer modes with giant heads and tiny bodies, using paintball guns and being invisible. This meant that no round of Goldeneye was ever the same. These cheats could be used in the main story mode, however only on the levels that were previously completed. This meant that I could load up Runway, put on the Invincibility and All Weapons cheat, and kill wave after wave of enemies with every gun in the game. The soundtrack to this game was iconic. The pause music alone was an absolute masterpiece. Written in just 20 minutes, composer Grant Kirkhope explained that he was constantly calling up Graham Norgate, the other game composer, asking how to put his music onto the N64 dev kit. Thankfully he did, and I got to listen to this piece on repeat during dinner times with the game paused. The two composers went on to write almost all of the music in the game, with just the elevator music being written by Robin Beanland. A big shout out has to go to the Damn theme. Maybe it's because it was the first level, and it's the one I played the most, but the music has stuck in my brain for over 25 years, and as soon as I hear it, I'm taken back to my younger self, sat on the floor in front of the TV, trying to kill everyone in the level using the sniper rifle. The game was an absolute masterpiece, and if anyone watching this thinks it's overrated, or the graphics are bad, or the gameplay is bad, you just weren't there. This changed the industry and made couch co-op the beast that it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. We've not had a James Bond game or first-person shooter with the same impactful single-player mode, and I don't think we ever will again. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, why not check out this one as well? Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.